And we're back. Another session of the Castle of Glass. One of you told me they wanted to do the recap today, so I'll let him take control.
Oh wow, what a goody two shoes.
Yeah, right. I know. I wanted to do it this time, and like I said, it was gonna be shit and about like 30 seconds long. Yeah. So, half the party half the party, most of the party went to the festival for the eclipse that was happening. Xena, like, I don't know, jerked off in the library or something.
Nah, it's a woman.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Got really excited about knowledge. Okay.
Yeah. We hung out for a couple hours. It was all nice and cool. And then around 9 o'clock, for some reason, like Ravens started falling out of the sky after everybody was screaming about ghosts and shit.
Kind of quirked up.
Yeah, and then a literal fucking god talked to us from the shadows. It was like, "Hey, yo better get the artifacts y'all been gathering and give them to me, bitch." And then went away.
This is accurate. I can't confirm.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of Rob's notes from the Skill of Fate campaign. Those are pretty good notes.
You want to know the best part about that? I didn't even tell you that. I didn't even read from my notes.
Oh no,
that was all off the top of my head.
He had notes like, "Oh, these two people did something gay?" Question mark. Like,
let me read some of my notes from last session. So, here we go. Number 1, worked out with the other big lads.
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah.
That you did do that for like an hour.
The lady looking for Xena, pretty spyish. Probably lady who's contracted to for warlock powers.
It's like a child wrote this.
Remus flirted with demon? Question mark.
Flirt with the demon?
I thought you did.
What? How did I had a conversation with her?
Fucking
touch grass.
Yeah, the 10-year-old child.
You were straight up flirting with her, bro.
10-year-old child flirting with a demon of unknown age.
You were straight up flirting with that man.
This is heresy. I refute this.
And the worst part is she was into it.
Fuck, was he right? She was definitely into it. I agree. No, your notes are accurate. What am I saying?
Anyways, after you all managed to collect those who survived the little attack, those who weren't a part of the tower were dropped off at the Deepwater Estate. Before the rest of you arrived back at the tower with your injured, which includes Cypher as Valor, Giz, Keto, John, and Curie, who are all infected with the rot. And also
wow, how quirky of them.
So, as you all kind of re-enter the tower, you know, there's a silence over the tower. Inside, it seems a bit dimmer than normal. The lights don't seem to be illuminating as much. As you guys are kind of bringing people in, you know, some of the uninjured party members helping those to their rooms to rest. The tower, for a moment, you hear somewhere deep within the tower a bang. You feel the whole structure shake slightly, lights flicker for a moment, then return to normal.
I'm gonna kind of look to the group and go, Cerberus said we should leave him alone, right?
No, he just said he wasn't gonna be here. Last I remember.
Yeah, but he's
best to leave him alone.
Yeah. If this tower that exists in a pocket dimension just vibrated, I think we should probably leave him alone.
Are you sure about that? Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, you know, is it a blood moon or full moon? What is it?
It is the lunar eclipse, and it causes lycanthropian transformations to intensify.
Okay. Well, seeing how it's the lunar eclipse and lycanthropy is a no-no right now, and he has 3 heads and is also furry, not being racist, but I think he might be affected by it.
While I agree, and it may very well be a no-no, as you put it, I highly doubt that an elder god trying to attack the tower and kill probably millions of people is a yes.
I mean, if you want to go check on him, you could, I could cast knock and get you in, and then I'll arcane lock the door again. So we
Again,
can do that.
even if it's just advice. That's better than what we have now, because I can't really think of a plan yet.
We could barricade, or we could do what the god asked us.
Give them the artifacts. I mean, I have no personal value for them.
I don't really know what else we should be doing, so I don't know. What I mean, we could, but we can't. Pretty sure if a deity that is controlling rot and killing randoms wants powerful artifacts from ancient times, I don't know if we should give it to him, but at the same time, I don't think that we have the capability to kill God. I'm
Why do you guys
100%
keep
down to
calling him
try,
God?
but
What were you saying, LeBug?
Why you guys keep calling that thing God?
I mean,
did you
did
see
s-
him?
Did you see what it did?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh
Just-
well, ravens fell from the sky. Everybody in darkness got affected with rot, and it was called talking to us from nothing and said, if we didn't give them the artifacts, everyone dies.
Okay.
I'd
Did
call
he
that
give
God.
Did he give like a timeline, or was it more just like a?
I think it. If I remember, it was tomorrow night.
I
or
thought it was
tonight.
tomorrow morning.
Was it tomorrow morning? I don't even remember. I drank too much.
That's the other reason. We're all slightly drunk right now.
Including the kid, which was a terrible idea.
And yet I'm speaking of reason.
I mean, that's still debatable, but anyway.
I'll make a note. The people on screen are the only ones in the room. All other characters have been put to bed.
Look around the rest of you. So do you
Just
guys want to
sleep.
fight a
Yeah.
god, or do we try
I mean,
to give him the stuff, or do we bunker up? What do we want to do?
personally, I'd rather fight the god than let him kind of just murder millions of people.
Ignite just kind of pipes in, just says, I don't think it's... If we were to leave, I don't think it would do anything to the town. I think it is just simply after us, whatever this thing is that's sending the rot after us, and he kind of gestures to his mangled leg.
While true, he did give us the timeline of, what was it again, Remus? Tomorrow morning. And I believe he said verbatim, the town will die if we do not give it.
That I have to agree with the drunk dwarf.
God, what did the voice say last night?
Ignite repeats it. He says, if I'm remembering, it said, forgo your artifacts and leave this place, or worse things will fall upon you. You have until the morning, and then my pets will begin their hunt, consuming all in their wake with rot and decay.
Well,
Okay, well, we have to give him the items and leave. And there's nothing saying that he's not going to just go kill the town just for funsies.
so hear me out. What are the odds we just stay in the tower?
And then the town dies. and probably
And
the
that- and
people
that-
with rot with them.
Oh well.
Hey,
that
before you
affects
say
how...
that affects you how, and I'll gesture over to Rhea and go, one of our companions' family is
Hi.
here, and we also have friends in the area.
That and I have morals. I'd rather not watch an entire town die.
Also that.
No, it seems like a bad time.
May I offer a suggestion or an idea for the table? You're free to pick it apart if you want. Is that fine with everyone?
All the NPCs give a nod.
So, at the current moment, the artifacts are locked within Cerberus's library or
They're in the
laboratory?
they're in the workshop, which is open to you guys at any time. You guys can access the artifacts at any time.
I can arcane lock the laboratory or the workshop. So at least I think we should put all the artifacts in there and lock it. I can leave Lupa. I'll gesture towards the Greyhound sitting next to me. I'll go, I could leave her to guard it. And maybe a few others that aren't affected by the rot, because I don't necessarily trust that affliction. But we leave them within the tower to act as sentries. We could then go out and gear up the town the best we can. We at least know that the things can't harm us, or right now can't harm us within light. So if we organize this, some of the town people and who are still there, maybe we could get campfires set up and maybe some rudimentary defenses. We have until the morning, so we have another 6-7 hours to go. At worst, I have 52 pages of glyph of warding that we could use as traps or mines, but I think we could figure out something.
Don't you need to come up with a trigger for those prior to writing it down?
Yeah, they're all vocal.
Well, yeah, I can't really argue with that one. Okay.
I don't think he'd be able to access the tower. I hope not. Worst case, we can put most of our defenses around the tavern, since that would be the only way to access said tower. And then, as long as we get everyone within a defendable position.
I mean,
we
it does
might be
make
able-
sense
Couldn't
that
they
after...
theoretically?
Continue, yeah, I'm sorry.
Couldn't they theoretically access this place through any tavern back door? I mean, if they've worked out how to get entry.
Yeah, but the disembodied voice mentioned leave this town. If he could get in from anywhere, I don't think he'd be telling us to leave this area. So I wonder if it has something to do with somewhere in this region.
It does also lead to the possibility of, if we do hold off long enough and fight his hounds or whatever he said, he may just show himself. You know.
Yeah.
Or we could just go find them.
Aye, but how do you plan on going about that?
We'd
Trying to
have to
find
have a
someone
light
that's good at
source with
magic.
us. Huh?
Go find someone who's good at magic. They can cast like some divination stuff to find them.
I mean, I do have a divination thing that would tell us whether
There's
it's a
always a
good
moonbeam.
idea to do that or not.
That'd be a good idea.
Worst
What were you
case.
saying, Ria? I'm sorry, I cut you off again.
What? Oh, I'm saying, we could always see if anyone knows spells like the moonbeam, like light-based spells. Like what is it called? Radiance. I'm not much of a magic person.
I have wall of fire.
But Wall of Fire can't follow us.
No. That is true.
And as
I mean,
far
hey,
as
if
I
you keep on
understand,
pouring kerosene ahead of it.
I mean that could work, but it would have to be, the big bonfires at the festival were the only real safe places. The smaller ones didn't do anything.
I guess, do we know, like, what kind of light sources even work? Is it light in general? Does it have to be fire?
No, there really wasn't much to go off of at the festival. Just a big fire.
I don't have the capability to cast dancing lights or anything like that. I could cast Tiny Hut and put that around the entrance as well, but that would.
Let's assume, for the sake of, say, tabletop game mechanics, that I believe it would have to be about a 60-foot radius of bright light.
Everyone looks at you confused.
What
it's
the
just
fuck is
an
he
edge.
talking about?
No one here has played tabletop games.
No.
I expected more from you, little man.
I play Civilization. Thank you very much.
No, he
Oh
plays,
yeah, I
it's-
forgot
sorry,
tabletop games require friends.
he plays Society.
He plays Society.
I have 1,000 hours on.
Does that mean we...
Oh, sorry. I was gonna start throwing out other game names like Farming Sim or whatever, but continue.
Agriculture.
Does that mean we
simulator.
live in a civilization?
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes. The jokes
He
just write
said the
themselves.
line.
I need to go get a drink. I'm sick of it.
Get what you fucking deserve. Ignitus kind of clears his throat again. Says, there is a possible alternative that isn't being said. We could always attempt to lead them away from the town, either one of us that can still move around, or by other means. Sitting and waiting isn't the only option if we want to try to save the town, I presume.
Oh,
Well, how far away is the nearest city?
Brandhelm is roughly a few-hour drive in a car.
pretty far then.
Back in the old days, it used to take 2.5 days, but that was by walking.
So not an option.
We could leave if the creatures are waiting in the woods, which I presume they're somewhere close by, and they see us try to leave or somebody try to leave. They'll chase whoever that is. I'm not trying to suggest anyone to do such a thing, but if someone is willing to volunteer or willing to do it and escape, we could get them off our tail for a time.
I know I suggested we lock the artifacts in the workshop, but you guys had me thinking that he might be able to access this area.
We have to assume that within reason that he may have a way to access the tower.
I mean,
If he
they did,
didn't,
they could just
then
break in and steal them.
correct. But again, if it were that simple for them, why didn't they do it before? Why are they threatening to kill everybody instead of just, I don't know, breaking in and stealing everything?
I have a solution then. But would you guys trust me to handle the protection of the
No.
artifacts?
Wow.
So what do
40.
we need to what's it called? attune to the artifacts?
What's up?
I was asking what we need to deattune to the artifacts to kind of move them.
Being separated from them for a duration would make you automatically unattuned to them.
For this plan to work, yes.
Okay, that means I could always reattune to my amulet of proof against detection and location. I could go out, try to lead them away, and they'd never find me. That'd probably be the safest.
As you say that, Rhea, you feel a feeling in the bottom of your gut of you do not want to separate from that shield.
I would only separate you from your item until this is solved. But I don't want to let others know in case we get separated and possibly... Well, if this thing spreads like a disease, which it already has, I'm worried about the knowledge of where the artifacts are located possibly getting into this entity's hand and that becoming a weapon against us.
What kind of a check would I need to make to let the shield go?
It'd be the normal check of like giving up money, so it'd be that wisdom save.
Okay, I'll try. Would I be able to get advantage on this since I'm balancing it against the desire to protect my family?
I will give you advantage for that. That is a good point. I will give you that. You are able
16?
you are able to willingly unattune from this with a bit of hesitation, but you do drop the attunement.
Okay.
Just gonna hastily drop the thing and I can move away from it.
You almost, and as it kind of hits the ground too, you almost hear like draconic whispers come from it for a second, and it goes quiet.
Okay. Now I'm going to spend an hour reattuning to my amulet that protects me from divination and scrying.
Well, I'll take the... You said the shield?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll take the shield and... It's like, all right, I'll be back. Let me set this up. If worse comes to worse, I'll ensure that these at least don't fall into their hands.
Well,
I could always try taking him. Lead him on a goose chase. This amulet would protect me from them being able to see me using magic. Might make him a little harder.
To actually do about the problem?
I'll be back to help figure out that solution, but just give me a moment. And then, Game Mommy, I'll send you a message.
Okay. As he leaves, as Remus leaves the room, Ignatius kind of clears his throat and says, "I do have a theory about these creatures, based on the behavior I saw tonight. I don't think they track through magic. I think these things work like a hive mind of some sort, but I could be mistaken by this. Similar
That makes
to
sense.
ants or, bees of sorts, that when one finds a target that it's looking for, it alerts the rest of the hive, and they all swarm that position. I don't think magic is being used, but every precaution is a good one. And if we do need to make a quick escape somewhere else, I do have the ability to utilize teleportation circles."
I mean, we could lead them on a wild goose chase, and like Rio was saying, and set up teleportation circles around the town, but that doesn't... what happens tomorrow night, or the night after? What happens to the actual thing controlling these?
John clears his throat and says, "I'm kind of for the idea of sending them on a wild goose chase for one of us. I'd be willing to go on the run for a bit. I've never been one of being afraid of being hunted." Though I might need someone who's able to help escape from such things. And he kind of eyes Cypher, and Cypher kind of like, you can see him like visibly shake for a second, and kind of like give like an odd like scared side eye.
I'm not gonna say
You just-
it.
what were you gonna say?
I'm not gonna.
Why?
I said I wasn't gonna say it, so I'm not gonna say it.
What do you mean? This look Cypher gives. I just sent the thing in the chat of what Cypher looks like.
Brother. Continue.
Anyways, he kind of shrugs and he says, "Though, you know, you all are the bosses. You make the choice."
I turn towards the rest of the group because I'm just a tag along as far as I'm concerned.
I say we just go find him and kill him.
But how are you going to do that?
By going out and looking. We're not gonna find him just sitting in here.
You're very much right, but none of us have any divination spells that I know of, and the only thing I do have is, hey, is going to find the big bad god trying to kill everybody a good idea or not?
And
And
speaks up
wandering
again.
around most of the night is probably also a bad idea.
Ignitus speaks up again and says, "I believe it did say not to try to find it because it will just kill us in the end, considering it's probably hidden far from here. It's using the hive to reach us.
Aye, that too.
We also don't know its numbers. And if I'm not mistaken, I do remember hearing not too long ago of rot creatures appearing in different parts of the world."
I turn to him surprised. I turn back to the the group as a whole. I'm like, so even if we run, it might just do the exact same thing.
It's a possibility.
I sent you the message. All right, I'm gonna hit the
So
bathroom real quick.
I'm not saying going and finding the thing is a bad idea, Labog. I'm
Right.
saying we probably need to go about it in more of a let's not just wander the woods until we eventually find it kind of way.
But where's the fun in that?
Not dying, preferably. I still have to get paid from Akira from the first week that I've been with you guys, let alone this week.
Cypher puts a hand up and goes, I second the not wanting to die thing.
It's no adventure without a little thrill, you know?
I don't know about you, but there's been plenty of thrills with you lot to begin with. We literally went into an alternate dimension and stole gauntlets from a fucking statue god. Like,
He nods. Bit by that, because we did do that.
so I kind of turn towards the main group and I go, so I can ask the spirits a question, and then I will get it's a good idea or it's a bad idea answer.
Ah, yes, augury.
They're a magic 8 ball.
Pretty much.
Not at this
It-
time.
kind of, yeah. I can essentially shake a magic 8 ball filled with ghosts, and it will give us an answer. It's more or less I need to know what question I'm giving them.
Around this time, Remus would reappear.
And unfortunately, that's probably the closest thing to divination that I can think we have.
I just realized we never got information on the gauntlets we stole.
We got
We
plenty
could-
of that. Didn't we get the fucking sheet for them?
Not the new ones we just got.
Oh yeah.
The ones we stole. Oh yeah.
You gave him.
Fuck.
You gave him to.
Oh yeah, we gave him the cipher, and he never got
Not
cipher.
Cypher,
Cerberus, and
Cerberus.
he never got back to us.
Let me add it to the party thing because the information.
It's just that
Sorry.
we get a text. It's a ba-doong.
No, it's you guys. If you went into the workshop, which Remus would have found this, you would have found the file essentially of what it was. And he would have found a file. I guess he would have found the paper that they are called the Monkey's Paw Gauntlets. They have the ability of, after attuning to a creature of 10 charge, to use Alter Self or Polymorph. The downside is if you use either of these spells and try to end them early, or the spell ends, you have to roll a Wisdom save. And if you fail, the effect is permanent until you take a long rest.
So we accidentally fail, polymorph into a giant eagle, and fly away.
Never to be seen again.
Good to know. Remus would relay this information to everyone and then just follow it up with, but the artifacts are secured now. And you'll see closely shadowing him is the Greyhound, who you now know as Lupa.
Whoa, cool bus.
No, those were Blinkhound buses, sir.
What the fuck?
Fucking done. with
Yo,
this
is that
party.
the dog from the bus?
Yo, is that the dog on the bus? Crazy.
God,
Can I get your
God
autograph?
fucking damn it.
We're terrible.
I expect this by this point.
All right. So we're in agreement. Run them on a wild goose chase, giving us time to go find the god. We do also still have some time. We have what? The sunrise is probably around 5:53 tomorrow
Oddly
morning.
specific.
It's 10 o'clock, 10:30 now. I look at him and go, spend some more time in the military, and it'll all make sense to you.
I will make a note too. You all would know this. There will be no sunrise in the morning, considering the lunar eclipse lasts for a day and a half. So you will not see the sun for another 30 hours.
I'll say that. Yeah, learn that in the military.
I turn towards Remus fully, and I go, aye, but do you think a god that can literally summon rot and it comes only during the lunar eclipse will take into account the fact that the sun only rises in 30 hours, or will it just go off of the fact that it's morning?
Probably the 30 hours.
I kind of like tilt my head. I start thinking, I'm like, no, most of the stories of the gods work that way. Fuck.
Yeah, yeah, Remus is like,
Fuck.
I hate to correct you, but you are my senior, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Ignitus pitches in against us. I have a feeling it will be in 6 hours is when they will attack.
Ah, see, we got one.
6. It's only
optimist.
10:30. When's sunrise?
Sunrise won't happen until, the next day, but... the
Well,
morning
obviously,
is the
but like we
morning.
need an exact time.
The sun should be rising around 6, maybe just before.
So we'll say 5:50, like I had said. All right. Now, how do we plan on finding it? And how do we plan? And what's the plan for the distraction?
I can get us a car, and this is John talking. He says, I can get a car, and then whoever comes with me can accompany me on a little runaway.
I think
Are
it
you
would be.
good to be the distraction. You don't got no brain injury or nothing.
I just hit my head a little bit. You can see like the wound on his head does have like the signs of rot or whatever. I will note too.
Yeah, you're not. I don't think you're going.
The rot doesn't seem to be affecting mental faculties for any of these people. It just seems to be making whatever injury they acquired a permanent thing until it is removed.
Still don't trust him.
Dang.
I don't trust
we could.
no head injuries.
I plan on staying.
To be fair, unless one of us go and be the distraction, which, I mean, we have to go fight a god. I want to bring as many people as we can to this.
I might be the best option as a distraction.
But what do we
They
plan? Continue. I'm sorry.
Because
Walking,
Well-
talking, walking away.
this necklace, they can't lock onto my position. They can be looking for me, but I'll be safe from them actually finding me. I could lead them on a better wild goose chase than I think probably anyone, and I'm trained in stealth. And my weapon is in the shop, so it's not like I can do much fighting.
I'd rather keep you with me, Rhea, as a backup. You don't need to be fast if you're in the car. I think the car might be a good option. I need someone quick enough to be able to escape if things hit the fan.
I mean, we can also supplement his escape attempts with Ignitus's portal. He did recommend that. We could
True.
probably set it up on one side of town just to jump John over to the other side.
Yeah. At best, I could buy you an hour, and then maybe another hour. But that second hour is going to be more of a gamble than anything. But I could at least guarantee you an hour of fleeing, and the rest would be up to you.
You can see as you guys are saying this, each person's got a different look. Ignitus is very intently watching all of you as you say this, kind of nodding to some things, kind of showing disagreement in others. Curie is in the corner listening, but is visibly shivering, as if she is cold, while the rest of the room is quite warm actually. Cypher is leaned forward, kind of clutching the fur on either side of his head. Bits of it kind of falling out a little bit as he's stressing out about this and kind of muttering under his breath. Aurelia is kind of twiddling her thumbs, sparks occasionally shooting from one of her fingers as she kind of looks down at her hand, kind of listening to the conversation. John's leaned against a wall, arms crossed, being very stoic about this, and Timus is not really showing any sort of reaction to it, just seems to be listening. Cypher kind of finally, huffs under his breath for a second, kind of looks up and says, if we need someone to do a distraction, I can do it. I can get away. I just don't want to. But I can if we need someone to do that.
Is he saying he wants to be the one as failsafe he flees? Is that what he's... Or he wants to be the...
He can steal the car and try to, act like you guys are escaping town and be the distraction.
I don't know. Splitting our forces seems...
It's simple.
I don't know how
numbers
we
game.
fight
It's
this.
force in half, and it's both are less effective.
I say we maybe take the fleeing as a last resort. Keep the car here if we need to go. To start it off, this entity knew where to find us. knew how to corner us, I don't think they'd be easily dissuaded by a moving vehicle. We're not dealing with a simple predator.
It's based around shadows from the sounds of it, so driving into pitch darkness, probably a bad idea.
And I have a bit of moon logic we could try out.
Sorry, you say moon logic or loon logic?
Moon logic.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, my conception was kind of facilitated by Savanov. She's kind of related to light and that kind of shit. Maybe I can use some of that like semi-divine heritage. Maybe I can like try praying to her or talking to her. And light helps. Darkness is not good right now. So like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something, but I'm not
Anything's
really a
better
magic
than
person.
nothing.
Okay. God.
We do also still have my mild clairvoyance that I can do.
I say you ask him now, while we still got time.
Well, I need to know what I'm asking them. I'd want to be specific about this kind of thing.
How specific do you need to be?
I only get it's a good idea, it's a bad idea answer. So if I say, hey, is going to fight the god thing a good idea? And they say yes, that doesn't help us.
We don't even know if it has a physical body.
Precisely. I could use it to find out if it's actually fightable. But again, that doesn't really help us find it.
So we have the option to ask whether or not attempting to find the main body of this creature is a good idea, or we could ask it if using someone as a distraction to pull its attention away is a good idea. That would at least narrow down whether or not the distraction idea should be our main focus or a Hail Mary. Or if we want to go the other route of fighting this head on, we know whether or not it's doable or if we should bunker up. We're just kind of gonna look around.
Honestly, I would prefer to find out if it's a good idea to be risking people like that. If we just throw them out to the wolves and they die in vain, because it doesn't matter. I'm just going to feel bad about it.
I agree.
I'll try praying on it if we have time. So
Roll me a religion
she's
check.
she's not very. She doesn't have a plus or a minus. Would I be able to get an advantage on this one?
No. This is a straight roll.
Just a 14. I almost got a 20, and then it hit the edge of like the virtual dice. I don't remember.
You pray. While they're having this conversation, you take the time, do the prayers that you've seen others do to this goddess. Pray with all your might. You are met with silence.
That's not good. So let's go with other options.
I kind of look towards everybody, the main group, and I go, do I ask if it's a good idea to hunt the god or sacrifice somebody to try and hold them off or distract them?
Ask if it's a
That'd be
good
a good
idea
idea.
for a distraction.
Yeah. To see if it can be fooled.
I turn and I speak in Dwarvish. I call upon the wisdom of my ancestors.
Okay.
You can pick from my lineage who you want to appear. I don't care.
Yeah. It'd be a
Except
much.
for one. You know the one.
Yeah. You see. Did you send me a lineage?
No. You can kind of
Okay.
just
I'm making sure that I have free reign
pick
here.
one.
You see a much old, like ancient times dressing style, like more primitive kind of looking armor, barbarian-ish. Kind of old woman bone charms kind of on her, things of that nature. She gives you a very warm smile before pulling some of the bones from the bone charm, putting them into a bowl that appears in front of her, and kind of moving them around, and then shows you the bowl. You know the signs that you're supposed to see. With the idea of doing this, you see the symbol for wheels and woe. And then you hear the words come from her in Dwarvish that says, "I hope this helps," and then vanishes.
I turn towards the group. I'm gonna hang my head a little bit, arms crossed, and I'm gonna go. Not a good idea.
Okay.
So that this really leaves us with one option, and that is focusing all of our attention on trying to find whatever this is.
And bunkering up.
Good idea either way, but I don't know, just leaving the town like that.
Is there fire? Are we near the fireplace?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a torch. Actually, is there a lantern in this fucking tower?
Yes, there are lanterns in here as well.
I'm gonna grab one of the lanterns and I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna use my familiar so I can at least see a little bit more. But if I would like only one other person to come with me, and we go see who else is at least in the direct vicinity of the tavern. We could at least let the other townspeople know to come here. We could set this up as the home base, and while doing so, I could spend some time and get some runes together. I don't think brainstorming is a bad idea, but spells cost time, and we're running out of it.
That's your decision. This is Ignitus talking. I will be here if you need any of my expertise, but I cannot help too much in the preparations as he gestures to his leg.
I gesture towards, what's Aurelia do? What's her class?
She is a wizard.
I'll ask Aurelia and be like, can you accompany me? Help me set up some fortifications.
She gives a nod. Like, I can do that.
If I know I said one, but if someone else wants to come out, I just figured you guys were still brainstorming, and at least Aurelia here can help me cast wards. Someone wants to come supervise, they're more than welcome.
I just kind of steps forward and said, I'll help. At least be a guard.
Okay. Alright. I'll call my familiar. Little cat will appear.
And you see him, like, ready, like, pretty much strap his shield to his arm and, like, check his longsword. Which you would notice is he has never drawn it in front of you guys, but, like, it is made entirely of what looks to be crystal scales. The longsword is. He slides it back into the sheath. Kind of gives you a nod. Follows you and Aurelia out of the building.
Here, jump back to me in a minute, and I can go do some stuff.
Yep. So I'm gonna remove the people who have left the tower. those who are remaining. You guys have anything you want to say, talk about, what's going on? How are you guys going to go through the night?
Probably go talk with my family and tell them what we're doing, and then before heading to bed.
Okay.
That can happen off screen if necessary.
I'll just give you an overview. You get over to the manor where you've seen like security has been increased. You notice that there's more wards now on the gates. You can actually see a bubble surrounding the estate now that you couldn't see before. You're told that, due to what had happened, let me fucking remember her name again. Elra is making preparations to try to figure out how to cure this rot. She has someone already on the case to get Kelry back, but has not made that a priority anymore due to the new thing, but she has someone working on that. And asks pretty much what your guys' plan is, as if needed, she can attempt to protect the town, because they do have the resources to do so, but they want to know if you're sticking around, or if you're trying to lead these things away, or just abandon the town.
So it's not like we're trying to lead them away.
Gives you a nod and kind of lets you know that if you need anything, to let her know and to come back safely.
Yeah.
Rest of you who are in the tower, what are the last three doing?
I'm waiting patiently because again, Grom kind of just thinks he's one of the four here.
Okay. Labog?
I'm just waiting till we go to try and find the thing.
Okay. Xena doing anything, or is she just reading?
I mean,
chilling.
Just reading and chilling, just doing so more or less like still confused on how this concerns me. It's
Yeah.
interfering with my studies. So like what? Like ever since my master, I guess, I don't know, my teacher had passed. It's kind of really don't have anything keeping me going with y'all. But I'm here. So I'm gonna study and learn as much as I can until I have a
Yeah. Okay. While you guys are sitting, those of you who stayed in the tower, while the other two went out to do their thing. Again, you guys, occasionally will feel the tower shake, lights flicker for a second. You do notice that there is also a lack of the construct servants around. They don't seem to be coming by anymore like they normally do. Something about the tower seems off. Whether it's the lunar eclipse or something else. And occasionally, you hear somewhere deep within this tower somewhere a roar happen every so often as well.
I mean, I don't want to think that is Cerberus, but at the same time,
Well, that's definitely him.
And what if it also is the way that this entity is trying to get into the tower that we don't know about? What if even, just throwing this out there as a wild idea, I actually have no other clue. What if Cerberus is using this twofold, where he locks himself, say, in the area of where this entity is trying to intrude from, and uses the idea that the eclipse turns him into essentially an enhanced lycanthrope to fend it off?
That's a lot of guesswork. Like assuming that
That
was
would
the
imply
reaction of the
I
eclipse
play-
once more.
That
I
he knew
play a
something was
lot.
happening and didn't tell us.
I play a lot of video games and read a lot of comic books. This is straight from one of them.
I guess lycanthropes are kind of like, creatures of darkness, or like, a vampire. Maybe they wouldn't be impacted by this thing's power.
Hey, honestly, I'm a bit lost as to what to do. I want to go fight it. I want to go keep it from doing anything, but how are we to find it?
Okay. Well,
We
could
can't
use
just
the
go
video game
wander in the
logic.
woods.
I mean, just look for its little minions, and the more minions we find, the closer in the direction we're going. That's some video game logic.
You can only bring the video game logic so far. I don't even know how to respond to you right now. I'm just so flustered that you'd turn it around so haphazardly. Our Ignitus, please try and think of something. Has there been any reports of like ruins in the area or something, like anything?
Not here. Have you guys looked at the journal in a while? Maybe it has a hint on where we need to go next. We could attempt to lead the things away and then get away from them and go hunting again.
Huh?
The journal may have a
Go
hint.
hunting for more artifacts?
Yes.
Well, we also heard I heard the proclamation from my ancestors. Trying to distract or run away is not necessarily a good idea.
What do you mean not necessarily?
I lower my head and I go, hey. Weal and woe. It may work, but odds are extremely likely it will end in the death of whoever does it.
Or it could just be injuries for whatever cause that we want to do with this, but I can see why you're hesitant.
The idea is to end the threat, not just run it around in circles.
About that, I'm back. Okay.
What did I miss?
They're just further discussing stuff.
Anything major, or still
No.
trying to figure out?
I mean, this is all pretty major. I don't know, man.
All right, I would say, whatchamacallit, other major, Aurelius? Is it Aurelius?
Aurelia.
Aurelia and I would have sent out my familiar to see if there's anyone else in the town. If not, I'm going to be using a combination of mold earth, shape water, and glyph warding to set up choke points.
You would have noticed while going out that there is a number of employees of the Deepwater Estate that have gone out and have been gathering people to take to the estate as the town is possibly under siege, is what they believe.
Would I have been able to talk with one of the employees?
You could stop one of them, yeah.
Do you want me to RP it, or do you just want me to like?
Just basic
say-
idea.
I'd ask them if they're confident in their capability to secure the estate And what kind of protections they're putting in place.
He notes there are several wards meant to keep anything not wanted in to, prevent them from getting in. There's also a few defense wards that will kick in if something does attempt to break through the barrier. And as he mentions this and gestures towards the estate, you can actually see now a semi-transparent dome has now appeared over the estate.
Tell them some individuals from my group will be joining them shortly. And we will help secure the estate. And I will go back in.
Okay.
I'll look at Aurelia and be like, set up some defensive wards around the door here, at least to secure Cerberus. However, I think if anything tries to attack him, they're more of a danger for themselves than they are to him. But we will need to quickly transport the rest of the individuals to help afterwards.
She gives a nod, begins, doing her work outside of the door.
And who'd you say was with us to guard?
Timus. Timus is staying with her.
I will tell Timus that I will leave Lupa here with him while I go back and relay the message to the rest of the party.
He gives a nod.
And I will speak in tongue that I don't think you would understand and tell Lupa to go stand by him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll run back into the group.
Okay. The rest of you see Remus run back inside now. Probably in about 2 hours after he disappeared.
Hey, we should probably transport the injured and all of that to the estate. They have wards and all of that. Far better than I could set up in the meantime. And we could at least help there and consolidate our forces. We're going to set up some wards around this point as well. But seeing how it's just going to be Cerberus, I think it's best that if anything tries to go after Cerberus, they're probably going to be in more danger than Cerberus is of them.
As you say that, there's another roar. The building shakes again.
I really hope my theory is correct. I mean, it also makes sense. The Blackwaters also probably have a better understanding of the area, so they may be able to point us in a proper direction other than the
They're
woods.
the Black Guides, not the mercenary company Blackwater.
Black whatever. We need to get the injured out of here.
I may be mildly intoxicated.
I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder and go, we could keep drinking more later.
Imagine I'd probably get back at some point. And
Yes.
So I guess if we're going to be moving everyone, then I'd probably try to enter Cerberus' secret lab to grab the woman we put in a coma.
You guys don't know how to access where she is being stored.
Fuck.
She's fine. Just gonna shake my head and go, don't worry about her.
Okay.
We just need to grab those that are injured now. And well, I don't know if anyone else has played Siege games, but start building towers.
What are
That's
we
a
doing
joke.
fighting
Don't-
balloons?
Isn't that one of those ancient games? I heard about them.
I-
You set up monkeys?
I mean, we did just steal from the monkey god, so
Rhea probably literally has that game on her ancient fucking phone.
Joe says Flappy Bird.
It's Flappy Bird.
Yeah, that's as long as I don't sell it, it's going to continue increasing in value.
It's
because
Flappy
that's
Drake. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry, my bad. What are they gonna do? Sue us? They don't exist anymore.
I like my different games.
Like my legally distinct.
Yeah, my
name.
legally distinct games and brands.
Listen, when I have my campaign, you can make all the distinct brands and games you want.
Pulls out Dragon Fruit Phone.
I hate you. I hate that. I
Pulled
hate
out
that.
my mozzarella
Yeah.
phone.
Remus ain't helping anyone transport people. He too little. I'm gonna feel like I just want to relay the message. I'll at least set up the way to get there with safely, and he'll grab
I'm
another
going
torch.
to prompt everybody that can't walk to be carried by either me or the strong streamer guy.
Okay. So you collect...
And if otherwise, I'm just going to worry about Kiri being like, she's literally freezing to death as far as I know. She's like, you know,
She's cold.
she cold.
What if we just reduced everyone to ash and brought them back once we could stop this nonsense?
What?
Remus will stop.
That's
He's gonna stop in the door and slowly turn around and just like, that's more demented than me.
It's a little extreme.
Well, if they're dead, but we have their remains, and something happens, it gets dark in there, at least they won't be rotted, and we can just bring them back.
Do you know how much money that's going to cost?
Do you know how much money my family has?
I'm sorry I took your shield, but for the love of everything,
Cypher
What
kind
the
of
heck?
Cypher kind of
No.
again. Cypher kind of puts his hand up again and goes, "I vote not to be disintegrated."
So I hold out my hand to Remus as he's saying that. I go, no, let her cook. Her family's got the money.
we look at him and go, since when were you on the side of chaos?
I vote not to do that, regardless of the
I
money.
kind of just shrug and I go, I mean, true resurrection.
You're talking about disintegrating our friends.
Not all of them.
And then we reintegrate them.
Oh, that changes so many. I'm not doing this.
Didn't you literally like threaten me because I didn't let you drink? You threatened to kill me because I wouldn't let you drink alcohol. You're 8.
Yeah, it's one thing to firebomb someone as a joke. It's another thing to reduce them to ashes and go, oh, we'll resurrect you later. What if you forget some of the ashes? Are they gonna wake up with no leg? What happens then? Do you have the answer? I didn't know you were a necromancer.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, it is true resurrection. So as long as we have a body part or some of the ashes, it will be fine.
Listen,
Secondly,
I'm the wizard.
there legitimately is like an actual difference between that. Both are psychotic.
We get a say in this.
You're a psychotic child.
We get a say in this. 'Cause
Yeah.
I vote no.
No,
No,
we're not
not
doing
killing.
this. I will personally burn down this mansion before I start incinerating my own friends.
Is that not the exact same thing?
There was a reason for me saying that.
See what they
I'm
mean?
still
fucking
drunk.
chaos, psychopathic child. Anyway, we're going to the mansion.
I'll set up torches and all of that along the way. And I'll relay the messages to the people on the outside.
All right. You transport all. You reawake all the people who had been injured. Are you collecting everyone or just the ones who you were with you at the festival?
What is?
There are
I'm not
people
there.
in
Well-
the tower that weren't at the festival that got the rod on them.
2 people. No. I'm saying there's 2 people in the tower who stayed behind during the festival, other than Xena.
Oh yeah, Lucky also just doesn't have rod.
Yeah, Lucky's unconscious at the moment due to how much she is drunk.
Yeah, imagine my shock. Fuck it. If I have to carry her, I'll carry her.
Okay. So I assume
Not
you're
like
only
it's the
collecting.
first time.
You're only collecting the people who were at the festival, rod or no rod.
I mean, shouldn't everybody go?
I thought we're evacuating everyone.
Okay.
We're
I
evacuating
don't
the
like
tower.
how you said okay.
You all are, moving people through.
You could do it if you want.
Who are the
Are
ones that
you
are
sure
collecting people?
you want to do that?
I'll collect people. I'll carry those who
I mean,
can't.
me and
walk
Grom are
in.
the only strong people.
Okay, Grom and Lebon.
And homeboy on the outside, I'll let him know to go back in. Tell him I'll take
you
over
go
guard.
to you get to Zoger's room. And a knock on the door. Hear several huffs and grunts from the inside and a bang.
Oh, I forgot about this.
As you kind of
Let the man have
open the
some private
door,
time.
you see a very wild-eyed boar man standing in the middle of the room, who looks towards you with like a snarl and begins to charge. What are you gonna do?
Slowly close the door and walk away.
You close the door. You hear him hit the other side of the door and like squeal in rage. And then slams on the door several more times before it goes quiet again. Or, as quiet as it was before. Okay, now that we got that done. You collect everyone else in the tower, including KT. Who seems a bit confused by the situation. He looks towards you, Lebog, who has been registered at his master. And he just goes, where are we going?
We're going to stay in another. You're going to stay in another place right now where you're safe.
Going to a farm upstate.
You going to leave me? You see him kind of tuck his tail and look a little sad.
Just for a little bit.
Okay.
There's going to be other people there for you to hang out with. You're going to make some new friends.
He's kind of like border excited now and like sad that you're leaving him. Like, okay. And he kind of like goes out of the room.
I just realized I thought it was just the Thanos, everyone.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. Grom, you get to Lucky's room. Last person you get to.
Oh,
You find her unconscious, a bottle still clenched in her hand, that is completely empty. And you notice that the kind of bumps you'd seen on her head before, there's a little bit of it looks like she has wrapped something on her head now, in her drunken state. And whatever bandage she wrapped on her head looked to be bleeding a little bit along the spot where you saw those bumps.
oh, she's growing antlers. I already know.
She's
what's
horny.
going on. Stop! No.
You say she's morbing?
No, she's horny.
Oh, she's horny.
Hey, that's funnier though.
She's morbing. She's morbing. I'm gonna stop because Grom doesn't necessarily know what's going on. Is Labog like down the hall?
Yeah.
I'm gonna close the door, and I'm gonna turn to Labog and I go, I'm pretty sure she's a lycanthrope too.
Oh yeah, you didn't know about that.
I throw my hands up and I go, no, I didn't.
It never came up.
I walk away.
Okay.
I guess we're not taking her either.
I mean, I feel like it would be probably more of a danger to bring her along than for everyone else than to leave her.
Okay.
If we're leaving one, we might as well leave the other.
Okay. All right.
So I guess Grom isn't in lycanthropes. Some people would see that and say, "Step on me, mommy."
What?
You don't know how he feels about it, but
Labog still doesn't know what happened that night.
Still trying to figure it out. He had cuts and bruises. That's all he knows. Okay, so you've collected everyone but Lucky and Zoger, and then obviously Cerberus. Okay, you head to the Deepwater Estate. You know, you're welcomed in, brought in. Those who are injured are kind of quarantined off with the rest of the ones who are experiencing rot inside one of the side houses on the property. The rest of you kind of like shown a space that you'd be able to stay for the night or the rest of the night if you want, and asked, you know, what is your plan essentially?
Don't have.
Don't have one.
Nah, we're just gonna go look for the thing and beat it up.
No. Well, yes, but no.
Are you all waiting until 6 o'clock to try to get out?
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
Are you waiting out the eclipse entirely?
No.
When are you trying to leave?
As
soon
soon
as
as
we're done.
possible.
Oh, you guys are leaving now. Okay. All
If
right.
there's anyone here at the Deepwater Estate that can try and give other divination magic, we'll talk to them. But other than that, Nabog's just ready to fucking leave.
Yeah, asking around, there's not really anyone else here. You notice the same people from the festival that like who had survived it or whatever. You know, Galleon's here. On my list. Galleon and what remains of his crew is here. You see that Bree and Tinka and Thalen are also amongst those who are experiencing the rot. There's a tabaxi you guys don't know the name of that you had seen at that little tinker's hut that was selling the toys and stuff. He's here. He seems uninjured. Oddly, but you know, he's here.
Oddly, we're gonna hyperfixate on that wording.
Oddly, as in the fact that he didn't seem to have any means of defending himself, yet he is unaffected. He wasn't hurt by the rot, like he managed to defend himself or something.
He probably just drank one of his really real effective potions.
Yeah, one of his real restoration.
He drank the
potions.
one that wasn't snake oil.
He drank the potion of walking and he got away.
No, I bought that one.
Oh, he had more than one.
Oh,
You
okay.
know where Akira is?
You think he's not gonna have more than one potion of walking, bro? What the fuck do you think that he is?
You know, if I would have known that, I would have bought more. God didn't tell me that.
There was a pile of potions, bro. Like there was more than one of all.
And then you said a pile, and then you read off like 6. Okay.
Yeah, those were the 6 types. There was just a bunch of them
6.
there.
I don't know. If I had 6 bottles stacked on top of each other, I'd be like, damn, that's a nice pile of bottles right there.
See, he
Wow.
gets it.
That's fucking wild. Y'all drive me to drink.
Oh, is that what Lucky is? It's your drive to drink. This makes sense.
It all makes sense now. It's all coming back to me.
Don't drive and drink.
But that's when it's the most fun.
God gives his curviest roads to his drunkest drivers.
Yes.
Yeah. Will I be able to locate Akira?
Akira wasn't here ever.
Oh, who the hell was? I thought Akira was.
Wasn't a hero.
Fuck.
I got a message from Akira.
You're talking about the patron. That who you're looking
Who is
for?
the owner of this house?
Oh. That is where is her name? Elra.
Can I locate her?
Yeah, she was talking to you guys about your plan.
Okay. Oh, she's here with us.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I stepped out for a minute. I think it might be best to separate the sick from the non-sick.
They've already done that.
Oh. Well, shit, man. What else did I miss? Have we
Guys,
found God?
No,
Ah, okay.
you haven't been to church yet.
Damn you, paladins! Should we put glyphs around the sick?
Seems a little extreme.
Okay, whatever. Fuck it. What can I help with on the warding side?
The bog wants to get out immediately and go and hunt down this entity. The rest of the party has not spoken their minds of exactly what they want to do.
And the big.
We want to go fight the guy. We want to go kill him. We want him dead.
We can't solo God.
Says you.
Well, that's why there's going to be
Yeah.
like 4 of us.
I'll speak to. I'll whisper to. Is it Leah? Is that what you said her name was? Sorry,
Elra.
Elra. I'll speak to Elra. Speak to Elra on the
Elra.
side and be like,
Elra.
do you have a secure area that you are 100% certain of?
For what purpose?
Storing objects while we go hunt down this entity.
We do have a family vault, if that's what you mean.
How secure is the vault?
Several old glyphs that only registered to our family and selected others who have been whitelisted for it.
Does it have a power backup for the lights?
Arcane powered, so it should be fine.
I'm assuming you have guards stationed there.
Yes.
I'm gonna actually step away from the party and I'm gonna augury again.
You can do it again.
I can cast it as many times as I want,
Oh.
but it gets increasingly more and more just. I could get a random reading from it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh wait,
I'll-
I have an idea.
Yeah.
While we're here at the state, I could ask Elira if she has any of my mother's effects, because she was a cleric of Savanoff. I couldn't communicate earlier with her, but I imagine she might have personal effects, whether that be like worship tomes or kind of like maybe like a little shrine or something that might make religion check easier. Or her she had a focus given to her.
That would be in the kind of the library they store most of their stuff.
That might be worth a shot.
Okay.
So what were you saying before? I think I kind of interrupted you.
I was gonna augury again.
Yeah, you're gonna augury
I
again.
was gonna tell her, I'd be like, I have something I need you to secure, but I personally would like to not leave it for my persons.
As in you want to
But
come
do the
with me?
augury first if you want.
She says, do you want to come with me to store it in the vault?
I'll look at the rest of the group and be like, I feel like I'd be best served with the rest of them. But at the same time, this is of the utmost importance.
I can make sure that it gets to the vault.
I'll personally deliver it there, but I'd like to see what this premonition has.
Okay, what are you asking the augury, my boy?
I'm gonna question if it is a good idea to even bother going after ignoring the consequences of the town. Is it a good idea to even bother going after this entity?
Once again, the same, or not the same, but another dwarven ancestor of yours appears, dressed similarly to the other woman. does the same act as the other one did, and shows you the symbol for woe. And once again says, I hope this helps.
That ain't no good. Fuck, maybe Remus was right.
What do you mean Remus was right? That we can't fight God? Sorry, I got distracted.
I mean, that might not be part of it, but
Sorry, what did you ask?
nothing. I'm not saying anything to you. I'm not with the party right now. La 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 la. I'm around the corner. I'm talking to myself.
So on some bullshit.
Beating his meat.
Yeah, you just see
When
fucking
you
go
come
around
back to the
corner
party, I'm
and
gonna go, so what did
slapping
your
sounds?
when you come back to the party, I'm gonna go, what did your ancestors say?
Oh, you're talking to me. I'm wondering how you even knew I did that.
You disappeared, I heard some slapping noises, figured you either talking to your ancestors or checking out an old image.
That's a lie.
I was definitely doing one of those two. I'm not telling you which one.
Oh, dark and mysterious. Okay. Anything useful or
Well, they said it's absolutely a bad idea to go after this entity.
so we shouldn't flee, we shouldn't go after it. I don't trying to hold out a siege against this thing is gonna be a nightmare.
There's also
We're
the
out of
chance that was
options.
a random. That it's a random one that
Precisely.
it gave you.
It could have been. There is a chance after the first one that it was a false reading.
Zen, do you have anything from your mistress, even though she already jumped ship?
And anything.
Yeah, I heard anything.
Did we even tell her about that?
Oh yeah, I don't think I told you about that. I talked to your mistress.
Mistress, what?
Sorry, patron.
Okay.
Patron, what?
She showed
Oh.
up right before all this nonsense started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she showed up and dipped. Can you give her a little holler real quick?
What are we talking about right now?
I
What's
mean,
happening?
it's crazy that she's talking without me, but okay, let me try.
She was,
I'm
looking
gonna,
for you.
Oh well, I'm gonna meditate and try and speak to her.
As you
Mr.
stand there, kind of
Dungeon
focusing on her, the rest of you would see the darkness almost shift behind her. As Zin, you feel a set of hands be placed upon your shoulders, and a voice whisper in your ear, "I've been waiting for you to get back to me." And she appears. The elven woman before appears behind you. You would recognize this. You've seen her use this disguise before.
So
Oh.
I turn around, I'm like, all right, well, it's a, I completely understand. You were waiting for me, but like, you could have just contacted me directly. You know that, right?
Yes, but I wanted to catch you at the festival.
Trivial matters. Research is more important.
She frowns.
Fine. What were you trying to say?
I wanted access to your tower, but also to be able to see the artifacts that you all have been collecting, to do a bit of study of my own. Though your little friends were being a bit uncooperative. Not entirely.
I mean, if
but a
they-
bit.
I mean, I haven't really told them about you.
Oh, I learned all about her last night.
Huh?
That sounds bad. I learned
Huh?
and had a conversation with her.
He was straight flirting with the demon lady.
I was not flirting with her. She's not
That
even
is
my type.
not what it looked like from the outside.
You listen
especially
here,
with half
you
of the
little
stuff that
short
I heard.
stuff. I don't know
You're
what
shorter
you're
than
talking
me.
Did I? I'm not even full grown yet.
You're not the point.
You don't have one either.
So anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. So
I hope
anyway.
that played out just exactly how you thought it would.
She stands
Well-
there like as you do this, like kind of crosses one arm across her chest and kind of like holds up her other like by the elbow to like rest her head upon her hand as she kind of just watches the two of you bicker in amusement.
Well, you know, apparently my great grandfather also had the hots for her, but that's besides the point.
I
But,
don't blame
so-
any of
so-
them.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
my shock. The demon lady doesn't blame her suitors for, you know.
So what is it that, I mean, obviously, so I pull out the mask of the fox. Obviously, I take it off my face because it goes invisible.
Oh, wait. You still have an
Yeah.
artifact on you?
She still has the fox
you
mask
never-
because it was invisible.
Because I
I
never
had
took it
asked
off.
for everyone's artifact.
Okay.
Someone didn't mark it off of the inventory list.
Can I have the artifact, please, so I secure it?
I mean,
I'll give it back, but just
it's been pretty secure with me this whole time. It was so secure, you didn't even know I still had it.
listen. If you want to go and lose it, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you, but
I mean, you're the one who needs them.
I don't need them. I'm trying to not get them lost or taken.
So it sounds like you need them.
Motherfucker, do you want the artifact secured or not?
So I'm
Um,
I'm a little lost.
I'm gonna ask my patron if I should give it to him.
Oh my.
You have free will.
Oh, I'm gonna look at her.
She said, "You have free will. You can do as you wish." I'm just curious of how this will play out.
Do you know where the artifacts are right now?
Oh, I definitely smell them on you.
Mm-hmm.
If she can smell them, so can the other one.
All right, better question. Can you get to them right now?
If I really, really wanted to, it would take me a little bit, but I could.
There you go. And I haven't even finished yet.
Oh. Yeah. Fair enough. Fine.
I'm gonna grab the mask from you. I'm gonna look to the lady of the house and go, I'll follow you to your vault now.
I'll accompany her because I want to wrap around to the library after.
She gives a nod and leads the two of you to the vault. Room hidden away, actually in that library. She goes in and you watch as she kind of like messes with one of the shelves. Kind of like runs two fingers down one of the spines, walks over, twists like an orb on a stand in another spot, runs a hand across one of the shelves, and then the shelf itself pushes into the wall and then splits apart into a hidden bolt that she then goes into, messes with a few runes on it, puts in a combination that she blocks from you guys being able to see and opens the doorway. Upon seeing the inside, you see a number of priceless gems, artifacts of different times, not the god artifacts that you guys are looking for, clearly. and just like various other items, and kind of gestures for a empty spot within the room to place whatever you need to, as to separate it from the goods of the deep water.
I'll tell everyone in the room to turn around, and then I'll do what I did with the other artifacts. I'll put my handicapper sack down, and I will carve onto it the glyph of warding and put the spell Immolate onto it, and have the trigger be anyone but Remus approaches this and tries to access the bag.
Okay.
Damn, someone's gonna
Yeah.
fucking die.
The bag is
No, the bag will destroy itself if anyone tries to.
Okay. The you finish what you're doing, let out of the vault, she closes it, you watch as all the glyphs and wards reactivate the moment she does it. The shelves return back to their normal place.
Would I be able to convince Lupa to stay guard?
No.
Can I try?
You can certainly try.
What does a 12 get me?
No. No.
Alright.
Yep. You're all brought back to the rest of the party, though. While they were gone, any more conversation between you lot and the Algora?
Probably nothing productive.
Okay.
More debating.
She does ask Zina, and if you can comply or not, if she could get one of those little coins to be able to access the tower. She does promise not to interfere in the future with, anything going on with the tower. She simply wishes to be able to visit and see whatever is happening amongst your group as she pleases.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Is that my
That's your
the
patron.
patron who's asking?
Yeah.
Can't she just see through me?
She can see through you. She wants to be there physically, though.
Couldn't I just summon her in there?
You would have to summon her from the outside and then bring her in. Just due to the nature of the tower.
Oh, well. She's a real one. So I pull a coin off the back of my hand.
You hand it to her?
Yeah.
I turn my back. I was just okay. Weird decisions being made.
Hey,
Alright.
look. I haven't done anything bad, which means she won't. I listen to her. My soul is hers.
She smiles and she says, "You are
Don't do
always one of my favorites."
I think I'm like one of the onlys.
Oh, that you know of.
Yeah.
She says, well, be hanging around here for a bit. I'm intrigued by everything that's going on in this place. Don't do anything that'll get yourself killed. She looks towards you and she says that, Xena. She said, I'd hate for your contract to end early.
I either, so I'm with you on that.
She smiles again, gives a nod, kind of waves her hand and kind of wanders off.
I'm not gonna rejoin the group. I'm gonna stay in the room before the secret entrance.
Okay, and Ria, you are able to get your mother's old focus.
And her on focus.
Yes. You
Okay.
now have ADHD.
And I would also ask the lady of the house for how to get access to the vault if needed, in case.
One of the family members will have to be there to let you in.
Does she plan on staying in the area, or is she going to be in the front lines?
All of the family is staying in the house. They are not going to be fighting in any way.
I'll let Ria know that I'll be staying in the house.
Okay. I'll probably have Laura Elvira follow me up to my childhood room, so she can kind of help me try to do this. 'cause
Is
she has
this
some
your
understanding of the
house?
arts.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
her family estate.
Holy shit. Oh, so all I need is Rhea here with me and I'm good.
Rhea does not have access to the vault because she was disowned at some point.
Damn, bro. Sucks to suck.
Due to, well, you all would know this by this point, due to the effects of what Time Lord did to the timeline because of her giving up her signet ring caused her to be disowned.
How far away would you say the vault is from the rest of the house, like proximity-wise?
The center of the house.
100 feet?
From the edge of the house?
Yeah.
150 would be the closest wall, the external wall.
So as long as I stay central, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess before we would have left, or if needed, I could go back down there. I would put motherfucking, what's the hound called? Sorry, it's a racial feat.
Racial feet? Hound? What?
Yeah.
Fuck racial feet do you have?
What do you think the dog is, bro?
Mordenkainen's faithful hound.
Oh.
I would have casted that.
Okay, yeah, the invisible dog.
It would be keeping guard
Okay,
of the vault.
okay. So, the rest of you. Oh yeah, let's do Rhea real fast. Rhea, roll me a religion check again. It won't be with advantage. DC's different than it was.
Can Elvira assist me with this one?
Sure, I will give you advantage for that. Actually, no, I'll give you a +1 for that. Well, I will do advantage because you were rolled.
Unnatural 20.
Oh, unnatural. I was like, that wasn't. Okay. You don't get a voice that comes to you, more of a sensation, kind of a warm kind of embrace of sorts. Something your mother had told you about in the past whenever she would pray. And in the moment, you kind of are given the vision that the wards around the house and stuff are an extension of the goddess, in a sense. They are a gift from the goddess to the deep waters, and you also get a sense of I'm trying to think. There is favor towards you, in a sense, by the goddess. If that makes sense.
Okay. So now we know. I guess the wards here are kind of like powered by divine strength, which is useful.
She nods.
I guess I just kind of like feel a bit more confident about her odds.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the rest of you do regroup, and that includes Rhea. And what is your plan?
Yeah, what is the plan? Question mark.
What shall y'all be doing?
The wards will hold.
The wards will hold.
Magic Mouth. I don't know about that, but I'm ready to torch a city if needed.
Okay. So you all just waiting until what would be morning normally?
We don't got a choice now.
Okay.
At this point, we're kind of fucking cornered.
You all rest.
Can't
there's one
flee.
out there.
Can't try to find
I mean,
it.
you can fucking go.
I'm not leaving this
I was
100-foot
talking to
radius.
Lebog,
Oh.
would you like to head out of the estate?
I don't know, if everyone else is just gonna cower in here, I'm gonna stay.
If everyone else is gonna be a coward, I guess I'll be a coward too.
Hey, chat, should I be a coward or should I go fight God?
Yes. I'll leave it up to the live stream.
All right, I'm rolling something.
Flip a
Fucking
coin.
Keck, go,
You know what?
go
Okay,
fight the
wait.
darkness.
Wait, I'm giving y'all a choice. Give him a +1 to this roll or a -1.
Minus
Minus
one.
one.
-1, -1. Okay, that's 2 -1, so -2. Anyone else?
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Okay. Your chat calls
Give
you
him
a
a plus or a
coward.
minus. Oh.
Lebog, your chat calls you a coward. And says
They
won't
want you to
out-
go
yeah.
cast magic missile on the
They
darkness.
yeah, they said you won't go fight God.
Alright. I've been through
Typical
enough of this before. I'm heading
Typical
out.
fucking stream chat, bro.
All right.
Let's just fight.
I've done enough expeditions on my own.
What got this? All right. Lebog, or early hours of the morning, you head out to the town alone. You're just gonna casually be walking around. You're gonna be stealthy. What's your plan?
There's no way I'm being stealthy.
Okay. Lebog's just
I have a
casually
-1 to dex.
picturing like you pull out like the urban explorer like flashlight, the little tiny one that you click the back of in order to use or whatever. You're holding it up
Oh,
like
yeah.
a cop would, walking around with it. Okay, so you wander around the town. Probably around 5:30 in the morning. What's your passive perception?
Probably around 5:30. Fucking morning.
16.
Okay. You would notice off on the corner of your vision, some movement in an alleyway, and as you kind of turn and look, you see very familiar antlered fox that is Quilvanus. Standing in the middle of the alleyway, just kind of looking at you. Kind of one of his ears twitches slightly as you shine the light at him. He says, "Doesn't it seem a bit reckless to be out here alone?"
Not, no less reckless than every other time I've gone on my own.
Well,
No thanks to you.
look, I know you were upset about the whole me forcing you to break your pact so you could do some things for me, but look, you turned out much better than you would have if you stayed in that. You watch as
Your point is?
he transforms from the fox to the satyr form. He goes, "I've only wanted what was best for you, Lebog. I wasn't trying to hurt you in the end. Yes, there were some personal motivations involved, but overall, this has benefited you more than anyone else."
So are you saying doing this is a bad idea?
Ill-advised at best.
Is it because I'm alone, or is it just in general?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both, a little bit.
Well, let's put it this way, especially the first one. Especially alone.
One of those is worse than the other, but they're both pretty bad.
I just want to make this. I just want to be sure on something. The thing that caused this, was it a god? Or is it just another one of that woman's henchmen?
Most likely the latter of the two, but you have answers on you as of right now. Do you remember a little book that you neglected to read?
I don't. What is the book supposed to tell us? I don't know what that means.
The diary, the one you got from the creepy phantom lady that you'd killed not too long ago.
Oh, that diary.
Yes, that one.
That one didn't give us any information either.
Are you pulling out the diary?
I mean, I guess I looked at it earlier.
You pull it out. No, the last time you looked at it, it had the lock and showed the symbol of like a patchwork on it. You pull it out, and the lock on it now, you see the patchwork symbol is gone off the lock, and the symbol, the bullet symbol is also gone. The only symbols remaining
Bullet
now
symbol.
is a
What?
symbol of rot and a symbol of a dragon.
You never said there was that many symbols on it before.
They were all there, and then they.
You never said that.
It was the patch symbol that was on the lock is gone.
Yeah, the book you only said it had the patchwork symbol on it before. You never said all the other ones.
Make the note. The patchwork symbol is gone. You can open the book. The lock is unlocked.
Well, I guess I'll read the book in the middle of this fucking town.
So
Wisdom
terrible day
saving.
to be
Wisdom
illiterate.
saving throw.
Hold on. I don't trust that number at this high of a... That's a 25.
Okay. You open the book. You feel necrotic energy come from it and go into you, not in a way of like hurting you, but almost you feel a power almost awaken within you. And you gain the following information, which I will send to you after I read it. You learn about the individual you all knew as Patchwork, who is originally known as Percy Castro, who was a necromancer who practiced making undead workers, specializing in animal minions to perform tasks like pulling carts, gathering materials from hard to reach places. He was slain by the Archmage of Almoria, Agorog Dredgemano, over 200 years ago due to not fulfilling a deal that was made. His body and all his constructs were locked away in a hidden lab that Percy called home. His constructs merging with him to bring him back to life once resurrected. Flesh. Oh, sorry. The patchwork. The flesh of all of the patchwork creations he'd ever made, merging with his own fractured soul. And awoken a desire for vengeance on the world. You discover that Mithra had found him at some point in the last 100 or so years, freeing him from his own home and helping him seek out the Archmage, bravely wounding him before Agrog managed to escape. Agrog died 3 days later, succumbing to his wounds, as they could not be healed due to the magic that Mithra had used against him that prevented him from healing. Since then, the Archmage Zeldrif of Elmoria and a group of known as the Order of the Starving have been hunting him down, trying to find leads on where he'd gone to put an end to him. You also know that Patchwork gained possession of a key to a prison separated from the other planes, a place worse than hell, where death did not hold on those within it, but acts more of a form of torment. He never used it, saying that it was meant for someone special, and he wouldn't elaborate on who. But Mithra said it was only for him to know. I will send this to the chat. That didn't go through as it was supposed to. There we go. I sent it to the Discord. The book slams shut, though, immediately after you finish reading this. And you notice a new lock appear, one that has a symbol of a bullet on it, and then immediately vanishes. You can open the book again if you
I don't
wish.
see it in the chat.
I'm posting it. Maybe.
Maybe.
It does not want to post. Alright, I'm putting it in the Foundry chat because it's fighting Discord. There you go. Would you like to open the book again?
Yeah, might as well.
Another wisdom save.
I like to think I'm just standing there in this alley. I open the book and my eyes go white.
Yeah, that's
And the
pretty
book
much it.
closes, and I just open it again.
He closed the book closes and he's like, "Damn,
Damn.
that was crazy. Let's go again."
Yeah. Round two.
This is better than Dro.
Do I trust this one? Yeah, I'll let this one go. It's a 19.
Okay. You feel as you open the book, your head hurts, your chest tightens. You feel a burning sensation on the back of your hand. No information comes to you this time. Book slams shut, and you look down at your hand and notice a symbol upon your hand that, for some reason, you know the name of, and you know it as the Blight of the Steel Hand. You now permanently have disadvantage on sleight of hand checks and attacks using firearms, which is not going to affect you. Really,
I never
but
use that
yeah,
anyways.
Yeah, but yeah, you now have a blight, so you have been cursed essentially.
Ah, nuts.
Damn it. And after that happens, the lock reappears once more, and a symbol of rot has appeared upon it.
Okay, well that was nice and all. But what does that have to do with this woman?
Well, it answers one of your questions, doesn't it? She is one of the minions of the one who's hunting the artifacts that you're hunting.
Okay, I mean, I pretty much assumed that anyways.
She's
All
not
the
a
goobers
god.
back there keep calling them a god.
She is no god. Though she is also nowhere near here, as I can tell. Though her position is difficult to find, as the one time I did manage to spot her, she merely disappeared once again. So she has a means to hide from the gods, even.
So I don't get to beat her up.
In due time. In due time.
Okay. Sorry, chat. We don't get to
She's
beat
not
anyone
a
up
god.
today.
She's not a god, but she's powerful enough to be a god and evade gods. So fuck it, she's a god.
You see in your chat, just like, who the fuck's the fox guy that just became a satyr? Just like over and over
Sorry.
again. They keep asking about him.
Just ignore him. He's a nothing god. I hate him.
Brother,
That's-
why are you not leaning into the schizophrenic angle
Yeah.
and being like, yo, who you talking
Yeah.
to?
Govanas kind of places a hand on his chest and goes, that is quite rude. Since I do quite a bit more than the other gods, I have you know.
Yeah, you got your little fingers and everything. I understand.
When you put it that way, it sounds terrible.
You know, I think separating a child from, like, you know, his entire family is terrible too, but, you know, you did that anyways.
Oh, at least they're not dead. They're still alive. Would you like to see them again? I can arrange something.
No, I'll find them on my own. I want your fingers in them. Pause.
Once again, raising. Well, whatever you
Meanwhile,
decide
I'm
to
pasting
do.
a 5-minute video of Gromit getting executed by an electric chair in chat.
What the fuck? Anyways, he says, well, whatever you decide, just don't get yourself killed. I would hate to see you fall to a terrible fate.
Yeah, whatever. If she's not anywhere nearby, I'm just gonna go back to the estate. There's no point in being out here anyways.
He gives a nod. He says, I think that would be wise.
One more. If you can tell me. Is whatever that's about to happen gonna destroy this town? Or if we, like, fight it off here, will this town be safe?
The town itself may experience a bit of damage, or a decent amount, but those within the estate should be fine. Especially if the threat was to be led away at some point after the fact.
Led away
There's-
by us leaving the town?
Precise. The threat just wants
Okay.
you, and the artifacts that you've all been collecting. Though, whole fight could be prevented if you listen to that one scaly friend of yours.
What scaly one? We have a couple.
The one obsessed with his heritage.
Oh. Listen, that was like 5 hours ago. I don't remember what he said.
He could easily get you guys across the country if needed. Actually, probably even across the world.
So you're
Just-
telling me
It just
if
depends.
we left the city right now, nothing would happen to it?
Precise. I don't
And
know if
that's a
you've
god's guarantee?
I don't know if you've noticed, and he kind of gestures to the buildings around you, and as he kind of does, you know, he kind of like snaps a finger, and your eyes almost like you have dark vision, so you're able to see in the dark, but like they almost get your vision almost gets brighter, and you can see the silhouettes of birds on all of the roofs around you, yellow eyes on each of them, kind of staring down, watching you closely. He says, they'll know when you leave. I assure you that much.
Again, that's like a god's guarantee that if we just leave right now, this town, nothing will happen.
You have my word.
All right. You win this time. I still hate you.
Fair enough. Safe travels. And he kind of taps his staff twice and then just kind of poops into like a swirl of like autumn leaves that go into the air.
Okay, I'm gonna start. How far away did I get from the estate?
Like halfway across town, so it's like a 20-minute walk.
Okay, I'm gonna call. I don't think I have anyone's phone number. No, I would have Ria's.
You also have Ignitus's number and a few other because
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna call Ignitus.
All right. Ring, 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 ring. Just hello.
All right, change of plans.
Oh,
I'm coming back. Get a teleportation circle ready.
do we have an idea of where?
Oh. Do you know anywhere specifically in Almoria or not Moria, Obscurus.
Yeah,
Wait.
Obscurus.
As okay, yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
I have a circle for.
Like if I would say for the nearest, artifacts that we know of, you could either somewhere near the meat grinder, maybe.
I can get us to, if we stay in El Moria as far as Greyborough. Don't have any places in the meat grinder, but I do have a circle for Pearl Bay in the Outlands. I believe I also have a contact in, what city was it? You hear him like flipping through pages of like a notebook. He says, Malport. I could get us to as well. Ooh, and I do
I
have
don't know where that is.
all of the cities of Normandy. I do know the teleportation circles of the Wizard Academies there.
That sounds like hell. We're going to Normandy, boys.
Normandy is where Thomas was from.
I know.
I'd say that, or if you have anywhere near Ashton in whatever country that it's from, I don't remember.
Ashton. Which country was Ashton from? It's not Gorgamoth. Me grinder.
Katria.
Oh,
whatever.
Ketria. Yeah, so that's the Great War map.
Whichever one you want to start writing it up to, let the others know that we're leaving. God told me it was fine if we leave.
All right, I'll have someone go get the others, and I'll have a discussion with them. And he hangs up. The rest of you, who are sitting around waiting for things to happen, Kodrak kind of. Oh no, it wouldn't be Kodrak. Cypher comes over to you lot. Says, Ignitus wants to talk to you all. Says he just heard from the bog about a change of plans or something.
There's a change of plans.
I don't know the
Oh.
details. Ignitus does. He just said to find you all.
What plans changed?
Well, let's go find out, I guess.
You guys know where Remus is, because I was also told to get him.
No.
Guess I'll go do some sniffing around. He walks off, kind of heading off to go find someone who could give him the answer. Remus, eventually you are told by Cypher to go and see Ignitus.
Can I ask for Ignitus to come here instead?
He does have a crippled leg, you remember.
I'm trying to not break the spell. At worst, I could send you with my familiar, and if it's 100% needed for me to leave, I could do so.
I guess that's fine. They just have details they want to discuss or something. I don't know.
And just summon the cat and put it into his arms.
He kind of frowns a little bit and says, all right. Literally showing like a disgust that you gave him a cat.
I'm gonna put my arms up. Like I don't have time to turn it into something else.
I know,
It's
I know
5:30.
you and your funny magics, whatever. Just like walks out with the cat in his arms. Who's I'm gonna say this. The way he's holding it, it's not like holding under its butt or something. Like he's got his arms around it, and it's kind of like front legs are up in the air, and it's like bottom half is just kind of dangling. So you all get to Ignitus. Cypher arriving about 5 minutes later with a cat in his arms. Ignitus says, he turns to him and just says, where's Remus? And he says, he's listening to the cat or something, I don't know. And Ignitus nods and says, all right, I was told by the bog that if we leave there will be no harm to the town, as apparently we're being monitored at the moment by the rot. And the faster we leave, the faster no harm comes to the people of this town.
I was gonna say, is that not if we give them the artifacts? Don't we have to give them the artifacts for that to be true?
They would change their site of pursuit, essentially, is what has been confirmed to me, or what I believe to be confirmed to me, as we are the
And my
reason
goddess.
they want to attack.
My goddess has confirmed to me that the wards on this place will hold if we leave. So
Something tells me that they actually don't want to attack this place due to the wards on it, but will if they are forced to. But if we leave, there's a chance too that they will just follow us, or attempt to follow us, and if we just disappear without a trace, hence the teleportation circle. And you can see, like, he gestures, and he's like, you can see, like, he's already begun the chalk drawing on the ground of the circle. He says, we can go to wherever we need to go and go into hiding for a time. Hopefully they don't find us immediately. Give us time to be able to recoup before they attack. And I told Lebog our options right now. I can take us as far south in Almoria as Greyborough. We can go to the Outlands at Pearl Bay. I can get us to anywhere in the country of Normandy, or I can get us to Malport in Tiberia. He also did mention heading to the country of Kelry. Is that what the one you said?
Catria.
Catria. Country of Catria.
I said anywhere near Ashton.
Yeah, Catria. Yeah. Catria near Ashton, which is, he said he could get you guys to Elrin, the city of Elrin in Osmond. But it's your choice. He just needs to know which sigil he needs to put down once Lebog and the others have arrived.
The cat will jump down. And what are we at? Dirt, sand, grass, what?
You guys are in, like, dirt, like a... Oh, no, sorry, you're on it. You would be on a concrete patch right now, because he's drawing in chalk.
Can I try to grab a piece of chalk?
You could, yeah, he can offer. He'll
gonna
offer.
pod
if you want one.
him.
Yeah.
I'll write in chalk, just getting bag.
Getting the bag.
And then as far as what Remus would be doing is he'd go and talk to someone and be like, all right, I need to get back into the vault.
Yeah, you would be able to get back in the vault. Takes a minute, but you're able to get your stuff back.
Yeah,
You head
I'll
to the
rejoin
others.
them. I'll dismiss the hound.
By this point, Lebog has arrived. It is nearly 6 in the morning by this point.
I'll look at the rest and go, if we still need to buy time for the magic circle to get up.
I just
I
need
could
this.
summon-
I just need the symbol, and then it'll open.
Well, where do we want to go then? Say
Well, away from the
what's the
populated
farthest
area.
point? Pearl Bay might be good, but
get on a boat.
Pearl Bay will get us to the southern part of the Outlands. Malport gets us right to the edge of Tiberia near the meat grinder, and Normandy gets us to the other side. Or if you're wanting to head to Ashton, Elrin is the best chance, as the city there is closest to Ashton that I have a glyph. It is your call, though. I will not be following you through the portal. We will regroup in the tower once the eclipse is end.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not like we can't bring the tower with us or anything.
Precisely. So if you need us, we'll be just out of commission for 24 hours, and we'll be back. Though you know how to call me.
Well,
Do I need to type these up for you so you guys have the list?
I was about to say I vote Badlands.
I vote Badlands as well.
Yeah. If we can
No
hop on
other
the ship from
reason.
there.
Totally don't want to go through the steps of the other party from history.
So are you guys wanting to go to the most southern part of the Outlands, or are you wanting to go to the northern part, which would be Grayborough?
Well, whichever's least populated.
They're both
The
large
southern
cities.
part.
They're both large cities.
I feel like the southern part is less populated than the northern part.
Grayborough is the big city that connects Almoria to the Outlands, or one of the big cities that does. Pearl Bay was one of the large port cities that kind of runs a decent portion of the Outlands.
South?
South.
Yeah.
Okay. The symbol is drawn, for it. He looks towards all of you as he gets ready to finish the last part and says, "You all ready?"
I'll say goodbye to Lyra, of course, before I hop through the portal.
Yep. He sets the mark. You watch as a rip forms in reality, kind of opening up to allow you all to jump in. You each jump in one by one, vanishing through the portal, a bright light flashing before you, the feeling of being shunted through space before stumbling out onto a circle in what looks to be a kind of a large city block. This circle specifically under like a sort of like a gazebo of sorts that you appear on. As you guys kind of come out onto the city, though, you look around and you see there's a festival going on, as if nothing has gone wrong at all. There's music playing, people dancing, vendors on the street, things of that nature. Like, this place has been partying all night, and they are still going. And the five of you are now standing in the middle of all of this, watching it happen around you as you get to decide what to do next.
Yeah, we never really made a plan once we got here.
How we just find somewhere safe to lay low.
I don't. Is that even a thing we can do?
I'm gonna be honest. I might need to bounce here in a minute.
We'll get to the end of this, I think, pretty soon. You guys want to look for an inn or something to go to?
I think it might be good to commission a ship as soon as possible. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I think we should keep moving. I don't know how this works.
I'd rather get out of like any populated area. This place is supposed to be heavily populated.
True.
Whether it's like getting like a sand speeder and going off into the desert or what.
They were the I think they were called sand cruisers, I think is what I called them. I don't remember. See if I can find the name of it, but keep discussing.
Well, we came here on the whim of the rabbit streamer guy. Do you have any more ideas?
I mean, we can always just move on to the next artifact.
They were dune cruisers, that's what they were called.
The closest one that we have any real knowledge about would be towards the meat grinder. To the east, southeast.
I mean, now we have to go fight a god. So I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Real quick, everyone roll me a con saving throw.
I did not do good.
I did not do good.
I'm gonna make myself do good.
I will wait patiently for the prompt.
I got an 18.
4.
11.
Then
Xena.
may have vanished from existence. I will just do it for her. All right.
Oh no.
Everyone but Lebog take a point of exhaustion as the lack of sleep through the night has begun to catch up to you.
How do we annotate that again on the character sheet?
Go to the page that says effects, and there should be a list of effects that you can. Oh wait, no, it's not effects. Where is it? Oh, exhaustion. And then you just put the number 1. It's on the first page.
Under where? Oh, yeah, now I see it. Sorry.
Underneath death saving throws, there is an exhaustion button that you can just put as 1. I'm going to mark people. Remus has been marked as 1. The bog is good. The bog does not get tired. And Grom is marked. Cool.
I don't even get to think about it.
No, you don't even get to think
Damn.
about it. You are all sleepy now, though, due to the excitement of the night as the next day has started. You actually see on the horizon, where the sun should be rising, you see the eclipse, like the eclipsed sun, just the outline of it, just kind of moving up into the sky with the 2 moons still holding strong in front. The lunar eclipse is a weird event that makes the sky dark.
Wow, who'd have thought?
It's wild. Anyways, so what would you all like to do?
Oh, I'm gonna start making my way to the nearest form of travel to the meat grinder, I guess.
Okay, you guys head to the docks of town. Upon arrival, looking at the kind of the ticket booth, I guess, that you would get, like, either rent out ships or other things, you just see a sign that's on it that is flipped over that just says closed until after the eclipse.
Brother. Are we gonna have to steal a car?
Well,
You wouldn't print a car.
No, I don't I don't necessarily think that's possible. No. So, steal a car or rent one. Raise your hands. I mean, it's either that or
where
we
are
like
we
get the
going?
train.
Where are we gonna go with the car?
Why didn't you say something about going to the meat grinder and continuing to?
What's across the water?
Yeah. Unless you
Oh.
know a car that can drive on the water.
I mean, we're in the future, aren't we?
No,
Sure, you're playing
not
too
that
much
far in the
video games.
future.
Not that far.
Sounds like somebody failed geography.
Definitely take a boat to Hawaii. Or take a car to Hawaii. Let's go. Right
God,
now.
what year is it?
It is. The year is 1455.
You've been playing too much Cyberpunk 1525.
No, it's called Cyber Rock.
I will just remain
Technological.
silent and wait for other people to come up with the ideas then.
We need to get a ship.
Grand Theft Auto.
If we could rent our own ship without a crew, that would probably be ideal.
Or, I mean, if we want to wait the day, we could. Or, I mean, I don't remember fully, but one of the other artifacts is in some kind of ghost town. I do remember there being some kind of ghost town here in the Outlands.
Yeah, my mother's adventures, her stories mentioned something about that further inland.
So are we committing Grand Theft Auto, or are we going to get a boat?
Well, either way, we'd be stealing something.
Either way, we'll have a vehicle.
Let's find the nearest unsupervised vehicle. Unsupervised car.
Okay.
All right. Roll me
Crime.
perception checks, everyone.
Yay! I actually did mildly okay. I got a 16.
Nat 20.
Damn.
All right, Rio's the first to notice.
This car directly next to us is completely
yeah.
unsupervised.
Her thief instincts
Subaru.
kick in, and she's been running her like she gets ahead of you guys a little bit and is like looking around. She notices there's a lot of multiple cars, dune buggies, things of that nature. Specifically, though, notices a very nice kind of tucked away between two buildings. There's a very nice dune cruiser, which, for those of you that don't know what these are, it is essentially the amphibious vehicles the military uses. Essentially, actually, it's like a
hovercraft.
it's like a hovercraft. Like it looks almost like a Florida skiff that you would use to get through the Everglades, but floats about 3 feet off, or not 3 feet, about a foot and a half off the ground.
I'm gonna explain this concept to Grom like he's a retarded child.
She notices that though.
Can I punch Remus?
Go ahead.
Roll attack roll.
24.
Remus, you get
Yeah,
punched in the
you-
face.
You connect.
All I'm
can you make
picturing
me a
is he
con
like
saving
back to me
throw?
like that, talking to me like that.
I just picture he just like Warhammer kind of punches you, just like knocks you straight down with the punch.
You're just talking like, so Grom, this thing's a
Boom, face plants. You said.
Can you make me a perception check?
Why?
Just a perception check.
I mean, if you cast some sort of illusion, wouldn't you have had to say?
There's no
No,
illusion.
it's not him doing this. I
Okay.
know what he's doing.
Okay, I got a natural 20.
Okay. The shadows around you vibrate. That's it.
Ooh. Ooh. So
Anyways.
anyway.
Yeah, you
So
all,
anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, I kept walking. Rhea, though, roll me Arcana on the Dune Cruiser to see if you can figure out how to turn this thing on.
Nope, I don't know how to drive. Well,
Your mother had told you all about these things and how cool they were. Never told you how to use one.
Never even seen one.
Yeah, never seen one. Seen pictures. Never.
We didn't
seen
have
one in person.
Google.
Yeah, they didn't
or,
have Google. They had
whatever.
a sketch of it. Who else would like to try to figure out how this thing goes?
Fuck it. I didn't get to drive the last time. Lucky did all the driving. I'll do it this time. I rolled a 19. What am I adding to it?
Whatever your Arcana is.
Oh. It's a 19 then.
Okay. you look over it, kind of mess with it for a second. You manage to figure out how to kind of bypass the like identification sigils that are on it. Which when I say bypass, you literally just scratch them out, and it just for some reason lets you turn it on after that. And you start it up. It rises up off the ground. You all climb aboard. You can head off into the dunes with it. The sounds of the city behind you disappearing, fading out as you head off into the dark. That's what will end tonight's session.
I'm just imagining like the soundtrack from Doom playing like that.
Just the lady and there's wind blowing, and there's some lady in the background going, yeah, that's the best thing about Dune was just the one you heard her all the time. I want to know how much they paid her to scream like that in the background. Because I felt like
Way too much.
Yeah, I was like she did a fantastic job screaming in the desert. It was so funny. Made that movie better. But yeah, we'll end tonight's session. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, follow us on Twitch or join the Discord for updates when we go live. Want to catch up on previous episodes? Go check out the YouTube, where we have all the episodes saved from beginning to wherever they ended up in their own respected playlists. Whether it was continued, being continued, discontinued, or as always, we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.